Hello, Skipper. Hello, Navigator. Half a minute to
go. Okay. Real Hip Hop Podcast. You're listening to Baboon Yodel with your host, Ed Amon. Ed, how ya feeling, rude boy?
I feel good.
Yeah, guess who's back, folks?
I feel good,
We
Angel.
go like dumb voices. And you know what? We're here to talk about the Joker.
Yeah.
It made me just I'm twisted now, bro.
Are you?
I'm twisted as man.
No,
Damaged.
You're damaged? No, I quite enjoyed the movie. Did you enjoy the movie? Let's start with the enjoyment
Well,
factor.
You know me. I've actually lived in a gamer society for
In a what
in a
society?
gamer society. Have you seen like the Joker memes?
No, you gotta explain that.
Okay, so like there was a weird meme. It was like Joker always saying we live in a society,
Yeah.
and he never says that in any of the movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it just sort of became a meme on the internet. So everyone was like, they started a petition saying, "Hey Todd Phillips, let Joker say we live in a society in the film," and he actually does. So that's like,
Oh, he does. He does
at the
change
line,
it.
At the line, he goes, should we just? We're gonna spoil the movie outright, right?
Well, it's gonna be it's gonna have a lot of spoilers. We're doing a big, huge review.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to listen, shut it down.
We're doing a timely
Yeah,
review of the Joker,
but-
1 month late.
Yeah, but most of the people who have read reviews, they would know what kind of happens. We might not talk about the ending, but we'll talk about the stuff that happens in the video.
Society and like the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll hear that. It's fine. Nobody cares about that. I didn't know about the society bit.
Yeah, well, he goes like, "What do you get when you cross a loner who's been rejected by society?" And then he does his big final act.
Does his bit. That was
Yeah.
that was such an
He
amazing
does,
scene.
he
I loved
does this
it.
good gag. I'm gonna be honest. Thought it was only average. Didn't think it was
Okay.
terrible. Just didn't think it was that great either.
Yeah.
I also find every movie I watch average. So yeah, it's you give me your thoughts. We won't get into my dour negativity. I'm not that negative on it, but yeah.
No, I really enjoyed it. I loved it because I enjoy the world, and I always have enjoyed a story of
You just like New York.
huh?
You
Yeah,
just
I like New York.
yeah.
I like New York. Plus, I like a story of a bad guy.
Yeah.
Reasons behind a bad guy, why a person became a bad guy. Because if you see
Joker's just Seinfeld if he didn't get spots at the cellar.
it's crazy because if you see the movies in the past, people, they show that the humans or the villains are inherently evil. Just either be an evil terrorist or an evil German dude or an evil Russian dude,
Evil Arab.
a Arab. So
We've established that, right? It's it's not racist to say Arab, but it's racist to say Arab.
yeah. It's kind of become racist because a certain accent pronounces it as Arab, and the people belonging to that certain accent are quite essentially
Just dumb
racist towards.
Southerners.
Yeah. So no, I was so excited about the movie. It was it was great. Did you read all the reviews that came out afterwards?
I read all the initial reviews, which were glowing, and from
Yeah.
Europe.
Yeah.
Because the reviews seem pretty split. Europe loved it. America was like, this is going to ruin society.
Yeah.
Turns out they were wrong. Nothing
were
happened. The
Yeah.
most uneventful movie release ever.
Yeah, that's true. And it was, I didn't understand the reasoning behind the bad reviews. The bad reviews were not about the movie. None of the critics were reviewing the movie saying that it had bad dialogue or bad cinematography.
Cinematography.
Yeah.
There weren't even any titties in the movie.
No, there's clean movie.
Which is a big reason
And it was
why
rated
I don't
R.
like it.
It was rated R. But
More
still.
hot nodes. There's a lot of explicit violence in there, though.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
I say a lot, like, it's
Yeah.
not even like action movie. It's not even like John Wick
No.
level of violence. But
No, it's not. And that's why I think people were like, it was the violence inherently seemed real. It's like, okay, this is a not legitimate, but it is a forecasted reaction that you can see of someone. So the scene in the train, that was the first time he lost his mind, right?
Yeah.
Right? So in this scene in the train, okay,
I'm the
spoiler alert
Joker,
again.
baby.
Yeah. So when those dudes start to, they show in the movie that he stopped himself several times. He tried and tried and tried and tried, but those guys were not letting up. So
and
he
then
said,
right after that scene, he loses his uncontrollable laugh.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
He becomes the Joker, baby.
Joker, baby. So I didn't. But he did well with the differentiation of a fake laugh or the actual laugh that he used to get because of his condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that used to be the proper laugh. He's laughing, laughing, laughing. But when he does the Joker laugh, ha ha, that one, that is the one when he's just trying to laugh at a joke when somebody's told something, and then he's like, ha 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 ha. He used to do that. I really like that.
Yeah.
So-
You guys can't see, but Ed's doing like Joker expressions as he does the laugh. Somehow his face has gotten eviler. You didn't need to paint it white. This is a podcast, Ed. No one's going to see this.
What are you going to do? I like whiteface. So
The original Whiteface podcast, Baboon Yodel.
Yeah, so I was...
Turns out Renee's actually always worn white paint on her face. You just can't tell because it matches her skin perfectly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. But where is Renee actually? Oh, she's
on her
absent.
way home from
She's
work.
not. We quite enjoy our bro podcast. So anyway, we don't talk bro-y stuff though. How about the beer?
Well, I maintain Joker should have had more tits, but all right,
Yeah.
we'll continue
No.
there.
we can do that.
If we're going R-rated, just show some tits.
No,
show
yeah.
some dick too. Just
Yeah.
get it all up in there.
When we talk about Dolomite later, that has that topic.
Nice.
It deals with that topic. So we'll delve into it a little bit more later. So what did you? Because you say it was average. Why was it average?
Well, I don't want to get like too pretentious filmy guy, but I'm like, I do have like a film degree, so I sort of focused on studying like a lot of Scorsese and think. This sounds really pretentious. I really don't care that much about movies, despite my
Education.
despite my education, yeah. But I'm like a big Scorsese guy, and yeah, this movie is just kind of like a poor man's Scorsese in a lot of ways. It's like Taxi Driver crossed with King of Comedy. Everyone's pointed that out. Stylistically, just things like randomly throwing in, was it a Clapton song? They randomly just throw in the song for the car, and then also Rock and Roll Part 2. It was just weird.
Yeah.
Like, the musical choices were like, oh, this is what, Scorsese would have done in the 80s. And it's like, sure, but in this movie, it just seems weirdly out of place, especially because the score for Joker was so haunting.
Yeah.
And then to put in like random
Scorsese style soundtrack songs.
It was a weird choice. So, like people
That's
like
true.
the lyrics fit perfectly, and it's like sure, but it doesn't fit musically.
Yeah.
With the rest of the film, Joaquin, great acting.
Yeah. He did great.
Problem is the script was just not quite there. It was very much like it did the what's real. So by the end of the movie, anything could be real.
Yeah.
Which I guess is in line with the Joker character, but it's. I don't know. It could have been done a little better. The whole questioning reality sort of elements of it. The whole thing was just like, he could have just been crazy and imagining it the whole time.
Yeah.
Mark Bernardin put in, I don't think the movie was intentionally racially motivated, but there was like just sort of a nasty dehumanizing tinge towards black women. That was a little weird to me. Mm-hmm. Like, not that Zazie Beetz' girlfriend character. I didn't have a problem with the girlfriend being like in his head.
Yeah.
That made sense. She wasn't a character, but she was essentially just a one-note character, and then the therapist was just kind of treated poorly and then killed at the end. And,
yeah. Well, why would she dehumanize the...
It's just... You just get like a weird feeling where it's like... I mean, the movie is generally pretty equal opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, he kills 4 white guys. Five. He kills mostly white guys.
Yeah.
Also a white woman.
Uh-huh.
There's the whole argument of whether or not he killed his girlfriend, which is just purposely kept vague.
Yeah.
I say girlfriend. Can anyone remember? I think her name was Sophie. But
yeah.
The character is literally nothing.
I don't even
character.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point of the character is that she's nothing. But if she kills like her and her daughter, I guess that's 2 black women that are killed.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It's like, I guess, and I'm not like super wokey guy, but you can definitely tell that like Todd Phillips is like approaching this through like a white guy
Okay.
sort of lens.
Okay. I didn't notice any of that shit. So because
I don't think it was intentional. I
Yeah.
don't think Todd Phillips is racist. I just don't think he's just the most diverse guy. But it was just like, okay, these characters can be black, and then just maybe didn't quite realize how it would be read. Again, I don't think any of it was intentional. It just a little off.
Yeah, he did go into controversy around the time when he said that, I'm not going to do comedies because it's hard to do comedy because of that stuff. Well, a lot of people disagreed with that, and I as well, because it's I mean, you can do comedy at any type of, it doesn't matter what the culture is going towards. You got to break the culture and try and make funny stuff. It doesn't. I mean,
the movie had like maybe the funniest scene I've seen in a long time, which is where the little person was trying to reach the door when terrified by Joker.
That was so
funny.
That was scary and hilarious because I was watching with my partner and I was just elbowing her all the time. I was like, "Oh, what the fuck? This is hilarious."
Yeah.
But the crowd was just stunned of the situation because the violence always erupted surprisingly quick.
Yeah.
Even though you were expecting it. And
because the violence isn't that explicit other than that particular scene, but it is very just quick and shocking and out of nowhere. But yeah, just that was so funny. That my theater wasn't particularly big on laughing, but that one got like a big pop from the crowd of him trying to reach the door.
Oh, really?
Which I guess is like an ableist joke or whatever.
Yeah.
But goddamn, does that movie nail that joke?
Yeah, that was great. And he was one of the nice guys, and he lets him go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joker's. Yeah, I think he only kills bad people.
Yeah, the bad people that he thinks are bad people.
Oh no, he kills the therapist at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So by the time he's fully snapped, he doesn't care about who he's killing.
Yeah.
But on the way there, he only kills douchebags, basically.
But I did think that they really they did it well in the sense of showing that how he becomes the agent of chaos. They always say him, Joker is the agent of chaos. And that's what's happening while he's doing his own personal stuff. But outside of him, and everything is changing around him of the character that is building in people's minds. There's a clown revolution happening. There's a clown guy. And then it sets it up well for as a backstory. Because if you see the other Dark Nolan one, in that as well, he's just a chaotic person. Yeah. So that's what's going to happen with this guy as well. He's going to be a chaotic person. Doesn't matter what you think or do. So I quite like. I
mean, like I feel like Chris Nolan's one, and I'm a big Dark Knight guy.
I'm a big, huge Dark Knight guy.
I'm still of the opinion that's much better than.
That is a much better one.
In any other superhero movie.
Yeah.
But it's like his Joker was like fully fulfilled chaos and confidence and had his plans, whereas in like this Joker would get taken down by like a superhero within minutes. He's not that competent.
He's not that competent.
He just sort of gets by on being in the 80s in a town that's like just so riddled with crime, no one cares about him coming up on until he literally kills someone on live TV. It's just
that was a good scene.
That was a good scene. Yeah,
I was watching with my partner, and I was just revved up myself. Some shit's gonna go down here, and it did, and it was just fantastic. I quite enjoyed the ending. It was quite great.
Yeah, I like the ending. I liked all the sort of violent scenes were good. I don't know. It's just like what is this movie?
But there wasn't the story though. There wasn't any story. It was just
the script was the weak part.
So there's just a couple of tipping points here and there, but there's no actual story. It was just, and I did feel that those after the mid or later, the third of the movie, the laughing fits became like an overkill. It was like, okay, it's fine. He's going through this. We understand that. But it became like it's coming and coming. I was like, come on, let's stop laughing. Or just cut the scene and move on to the next scene.
Well, by all accounts, they literally just like put the camera on Joaquin and said, you know what, go for it.
Let's
see what you've got. Yeah.
So.
Which I guess works because, again, script, not that strong. Dialogue, not that great. It was basically just like let Joaquin and these other actors just go at it.
Yeah. And other actors, there was no other... I think it was just him. There was no supporting character. Who was it?
His mother. got to play crazy.
Oh yeah, that was the one.
There's-
But she was not that prominent. But
Yeah.
prominent in the character's life, but not that prominent in screen and the role.
Thomas Wayne was in there, who was originally supposed to be played by Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
And then the guy who played Thomas Wayne was also in The Dark Knight Rises. It was like a different character.
Really?
Yeah.
Who did he play? I forgot about it.
He just played just one of like the Gotham socialites.
Oh, okay.
It's like Mayor's gonna dump him in the spring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a good movie as well.
Yeah.
I like Dark Knight Rising as well.
Yeah, it's
With Bane
that's
and
a
stuff.
funny one because the internet like turned on that movie,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's still better than like all the Marvel films.
It has become quite popular later. Now it's become quite a popular movie. It's people.
It did more than The Dark Knight in
Yeah.
in theaters. Yeah.
Yeah. And the dude had a big job. Who was playing Bane? I don't know. Oh, Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
He did a great job.
He was really good in
He was so
Dunkirk,
good.
which is also Chris Nolan.
Such a good movie, Dunkirk. We got to do a Dunkirk review.
Yeah, what do you talk about with that movie? There's like 20 lines in the whole thing.
Yeah, and you are I was exhausted when I got out of there because there was
Yeah.
nothing happening. I mean, a lot of things were happening, but there was no dialogue.
Yeah.
And I walked out of the movie, I was exhausted. And then I watched it the second time as well. And then I started thinking that, the music was like a heartbeat just going dig, dig, dig. And then it will just start going faster and going slower.
I use it to work out.
Really?
I use the the
score.
soundtrack to Dunkirk.
Oh my God. It's crazy. I don't know why, how he thought about that.
Okay, this is just going to be... We're just segued into talking about Chris Nolan and music,
Yeah.
but it's... No, he thinks about it really clearly. For Inception, the ticking, because that movie is all about sort of time and how it passes, and that's a big thing in the movie. He had like I think it was like a family stopwatch, and then like the ticking in the movie is from his own stopwatch.
Oh.
And then he told Hans Zimmer, who I saw live, great.
Did
great
you?
performance. Yeah, I went and saw him live. That was worth the money.
I
That was
should have
good.
gone as well.
Yeah, he played like a 15-minute Dark Knight medley, which was really good. For Interstellar, yeah, they had the stopwatch, and he just said, Hans, have my stopwatch, record that audio, and then otherwise the track is about love. Which, and then, for Dunkirk, Dunkirk and Joker's theme in The Dark Knight, I think use... there's like a technical term, it's like a rising tone. It's where... That's not the right term. I'm not a musical guy. But have you noticed the Joker's theme? It's like a violin, but it's always like getting higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, but it never ends.
Yeah.
That's like a musical effect, and they use that for Dunkirk as well. And it's supposed to make you feel unsettled and nervous because it never ends.
Yeah, that was...
But it's great at like causing dread
yeah.
in you, the listener.
It did its job. It didn't win a lot of awards and stuff, but
I mean, it made like $550 million as an original film,
Well, that's
which
cool.
almost never happens these days. Joker's now the highest rated R-rated film of all time globally, and I think in America it's like 6th. But it's funny because like 7th is The Hangover and 8th is The Hangover 2.
Yeah.
So Todd Phillips has like 3 out of the top 10 of highest R-rated films of all time.
That's crazy. In terms of this was made by the DC studios or something. Was it the same people who do the Suicide?
It's not part of like the DC universe. But basically, the whole DC universe kind of not fell apart. Like Shazam's good. Wonder Woman was very successful.
Yeah.
Aquaman did $1 billion.
Yeah.
Off the talking to fish guy.
Yeah.
But it is WB. It's still them, but it's like its own little thing.
Right. I think they're saying that we can't do what Marvel is doing, so we just do our own thing.
Yeah, well, it focused more on being a sort of a quality standalone film, and Joaquin, he was offered Doctor Strange, which makes sense because he's a great actor and he's much better than Benedict Cumberdumpster.
Yeah.
But he just said no because he didn't want to be tied down to a franchise. And then he took Joker instead because it'd be a one-off. And now it's like Joker's extremely profitable because it was only made for $50 million and it had like a lower marketing spend than most other movies. Like they literally just let the the social media uproar just sold the movie for them.
Yeah.
People being like, it's a dangerous movie to see. And it turned out to be completely harmless.
Yeah.
Which is, just like having your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
And I guess for Americans, particularly, the reason they're like sensitive to the movie is the whole James Holmes shooting up The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, he was the Joker. And it's like, no, he wasn't.
No, he was just a bullshit asshole.
His hair was dyed, but it wasn't even like dyed the Joker color. He was just a crazy guy. And that was basically just a myth perpetuated by the media. Yeah.
I didn't understand. I didn't agree with that. I had I didn't have an argument, but I had a discussion on another podcast, not talking, but their first Facebook page, the Cult Popture podcast. I can't say that. In that one, so they did say, a couple of people did say that it was, and somebody will use it as a thing, but I put it that I wouldn't use it at all. It just showed me that how not to be a bully so that the other person does not become like an asshole. So that was the main message for me. My main message was not that I need to find out tricks what the Joker does to be an asshole. It just gave me that how everybody bullied him, and then in the end he just broke. That was the main message. That's all. That was it.
Yeah, it wasn't an incel movie.
No.
It's not like he was rejected by his girlfriend. They were never even a couple. He never even talked to her.
Yeah, they didn't. It was just his imaginary thing, and we never know that he was an incel or not. We don't know about it because they're showing just that part of his life.
Yeah, well, the theme of the movie is just mental illness and abuse. That's it.
That's it.
It's really straightforward.
I don't know why people took...
Like, the abuse comes from society and from domestic abuse from his mother.
Yeah.
When, I think they definitely said he got beaten as a kid, and I think
that was
might have implied raped as well.
Yeah.
And that his mother was terrible. And it's like, oh, he was just domestically abused and he's severely mentally ill. There's no the only thing, I guess, the clowns rising up in society.
Yeah.
I guess might have people have been a alt-right rising, but it's that part of the movie was maybe just the weakest part, was the clown uprising. That didn't quite make that much sense. But I guess he got TV time, so...
Yeah, and I think they had to do that to make sure that he ends up on stage at the end. If he was not doing a revolutionary thing, it wouldn't have...
Yeah. And by his own thing, he's not trying to start a revolution or anything like that. That's not the character. Yeah, but I think, if something had happened at a movie theater where someone, shot it up, I was like... I feel like the media caused that to happen, not the movie itself.
Yeah,
because the movie has nothing to do with that. Yeah. It's the media being like, oh, it's scary. What if something happens? The reviews are like, this is going to be so bad for society. Yeah. And it's you're just serving up on a plate. They're like, okay, here's my biggest fear. Someone shooting up the Joker movie. I swear to God, no one do it because I would feel terrible. That's the one thing we absolutely don't want to happen. And still no one did it. It's
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a very logical reasoning that was happening. I was completely amazed by the bullshittery that was going around for that. And also
something to happen.
Even though, obviously to write stuff, they want something to happen. And then also they did show in the uprising there were a couple of bad eggs who were doing who killed just innocent people, and that kind of creates that whoever tries to do that kind of revolution, you see there's bad consequences of that as well. So it had overall it was a good message. It was fine.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It was just nothing particularly eventful. It was yeah. Well, Renee's just sort of walked into the room. Yeah. Hello, Renee.
Work was real boring. I'm gonna eat some chips.
Yeah, eat your bullshit chips.
Renee's gone to eat
shit. Bullshit.
Well, that was needlessly aggressive. Seems like someone took a little too much from the Joker movie. No, don't worry. They've got Girl Joker soon.
Oh, is it? Is there a thing?
They've got Birds of Prey and the fabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
Yeah, so that's not a Joker. That's not a...
It's essentially Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Harley Quinn
movie, yeah.
I think there was some kind of... Was there... I think there was a trailer. Is there a trailer for it?
Yeah, there's a trailer.
There's a trailer. I didn't like the trailer at all.
Nah, it wasn't a good trailer. Who knows? Suicide Squad had a great trailer.
Yeah. The actual Harley Quinn movie in which she became a little bit famous, that was the character was good and the Joker was okay, but the character was good. Do you think that Jared Leto would have done a good job in this one?
No. His take on the Joker was not good. And he's done good acting in the past.
Do you think he would have? Because there was some articles around him being agitated that he wasn't asked to change his take on the Joker. He wasn't even.
No, he wasn't considered, and he tried to get the Joker solo film cancelled.
Oh, that's
because he was mad that he wasn't getting to play the character, so he tried to get the movie shut down.
Okay.
So Joaquin couldn't do it.
Fucking hell. I think he's dead. He's done.
Yeah, he's probably done. He's probably done as the Joker.
Jared Leto is done.
Joaquin said it'll be like a one-time role for me, and now the movie it made so much money.
Yeah.
And now he's become like a cultural icon.
Yeah.
So Todd Phillips and Joaquin are like, okay, maybe we would do more Joker. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, literally.
You got to make the money.
I'm sure WB would come and just be like, look, we've got $50 million for you.
Yeah.
To do
just
the Joker.
Make it. It will definitely make more than the last one. And then...
I don't know about that. Because keep in mind, the Joker made it's at $850 million now, which is high tier superhero, but it's R-rated. It is the highest grossing R-rated film.
No children are watching it.
Yeah, no kids.
Yeah.
I think Deadpool 2, which was also one of the highest grossing R-rated films of all time.
Uh-huh.
I think the sequel didn't do quite as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think the Joker's going to have the it's dangerous to society thing again, because we realized that was just dumb.
Yeah.
But it would definitely do well, and all they have to do is just offer Joaquin a bunch of money, and he does like the role, so we'll see. But he also has integrity, so if the movie looks like it's going to be bad, he probably won't do it.
Might not do it, yeah. He might come back with not this broken down character. He might just come back as a confident chaos character.
I mean, he did have a good evil Joker, but we only saw it for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Right at the end when he's on TV.
Yeah.
And you could just see the smile on his face was just so confident that he was fully dead inside at that point.
Yeah.
Which is why I thought it was weird when he was screaming I'm a loner and society treated me bad, and then just shoots the guy in the head. That was a little on the nose, but I think that was just poor script work. There's only so much old Mr. Phoenix can do there.
Yeah. Oh, what can we do? Overall, it was. I think I enjoyed it. It was better than a lot of things that come out throughout the year.
Yeah.
Which is because, and I was getting tired of the Marvel stuff, even though it's okay.
Yeah, I'm tired of Marvel.
I don't know. I don't know
anymore.
It's not even that good. It's just funny. That's why they are doing well, because they kind of mix it with the funny, and they've got good writers, I guess, to make it funny.
Yeah,
and that's fine. That's all they have. Only people who are.
It's a good formula.
And the only people who are extremely invested in the whole universe, they know the intricacies of the story from film to film.
Yeah,
a regular Joe person who likes the Marvel universe. Only thing I remember in the one before last is that he did something, and Thanos did something, and then half the people were dead.
Yeah,
and the next one, something happened as well. Thanos was killed. That's all I know.
I'm not going to watch Doctor Strange if it isn't Joaquin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good.
Look at what they could have been. So I've got a good tweet from old Nick Mullen here. It's me with cum all over my face, smoking a cig. Hey Larry, when you bring me out, can you introduce me as Stroker? I just enjoyed that tweet.
All right. On that cum-stained note.
Yeah.
Well, we better end this episode.
All right, that was the Joker movie review from the #1 podcast for movie reviews. Now I'm losing it.
Baboon yodel. Ooh-wee. Goodbye.